Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. So today I'll be discussing about support and resistance. In my previous video, I've been discussing about candlesticks. So candlesticks are like the basics of technical analysis. So before that, there's two types of analysis that you can do on a stock. We call a stock as a script because a chart is a script. So there are two types of analysis basically. One is fundamental and one is technical. So technical deals with analyzing the chart and the chart patterns. Fundamental deals with analyzing the value of the company, the valuation, the PE ratio, the profit loss statements, balance sheets. This is majorly done by investors because their viewpoint or their vision is for long term. For traders, it's just short term or maybe 1 or 2 years, but for investors, they look for growth opportunities. They hold it for more than 5, 6, 10 years. That keeps on adding up value if the company's valuation is good and if the company is performing well. For example, I can give you is Rakesh Jhunjhunwala, who is an investor. So he doesn't really do much of technical analysis. He does what is called as fundamental analysis. He checks the PE ratio and valuation of the company and all. So he keeps holding it. So there are many stocks in his holding. For example, that now I can give you is Canara Bank, which is under his holding right now. He's having a good number of stakes in it. So that is fundamental and technical. So we are into technical analysis. So in the last video, it was about candlesticks, and today it's about support and resistance. These two form the major part of price action. So there are, even in technical analysis, there are various ways through which we can trade. One of them is price action, which is like majorly used by many traders, and others are indicators. Some people don't see price action or the charts. They see the indicators that presented below, like this one is the RSI. So they just see these indicators and they start buying and selling. But you need see, every strategy is successful to some extent. So you need to know the win ratio of every strategy, and you need to backtest it at least for 6 months. Then only you can be profitable on that. And there'll be minor changes that you need to keep making on them as you progress in your trading career. So this is RSI, as I told. So we'll support and resistance comes in price action. Candlestick patterns also come in price action. So price action is like the key for trading, I feel. Price action is what I use. So we'll come up with support and resistance. So let's talk about support. What does the first thing that comes when I tell support? A support is something that doesn't let it fall much below what we are calling it as support. If you're calling something as support, if something is falling from above, for example, a ball, let us take our floor as the support, right? If a ball is falling, it will bounce back from the support. It won't go through the floor. That is what is called support. And with this is a basic definition. And resistance, in layman terms, resistance is the ceiling of a house. For example, if you throw a ball up, it won't go through the ceiling. It will hit the ceiling and come back. So that's how price works. So just think of price in terms of a ball. It comes back to support, it hits and it goes up. It hits the resistance that is the ceiling and comes down. So support and resistance. And so let us come up with some few support and resistance that I'll be explaining right now. So there are ways to draw a support. One of them is the basic ways. Just take some. I'll explain. Okay, I'll take out this support and I'll take out this resistance. So yeah, if you are given this chart, right, how do you know which is the support and which is the resistance? So here comes support is basically where the price is turning around, right? So can you see a price turnaround over here? Can you see a price turnaround over here? If we want the recent support, we start drawing line. We connect this to, this is a support, right? This is a support. This is support. It's basically a line. So what do you need to draw a line? What else do you need for to draw a line? You need 2 points to draw a line. Here we have 2 points, right? Similarly, resistance. See, 1 minute. Can you see the price reversing around here? So if we take this as resistance and if we keep going up, this is also a resistance. And there are various ways of drawing support and resistance. Some draw wick to wick resistance, some draw body to body. I'll show that also. This is called wick to wick resistance or support. We're drawing from the wick. If I draw body to body, so this is the body, I take the body as the count. I've taken this body as the count and this body as the count, neglecting this wick, big wick. So this is body to body. You can see it really depends on the trader how he wants to draw his supports and resistances, and that comes with experience and screen time. When you'll be knowing when to draw with wick to wick and when to draw with body to body, it comes with screen time and analyzing the stocks properly and watching it continuously, because some stocks behave differently than others. Like some stocks respect wick to wick supports more than body to body, and some might do the other way. So this is support, and I'll talk about resistance. So you can see a body to body resistance also. This is a body to body resistance. We are taking count of this body and this body. I'll take up some few stocks that are in our Indian financial markets to explain it better. Yeah, this is Zeal stock, Z Entertainment. So don't you think this is a support? This is a support, right? We have come, the price has come. Now we'll try to add in our candlestick learnings also in this, so to analyze the stock. See, in this candle we have come down till here, as the we know the wick represents the price movement in that particular day. This is a daily time frame. So we have come down till here and we bounce back. We have 1 point now to draw a support. Now we need a second point. The second point comes around 25th October. This red candle, see, it has come down till here, wick, it has bounced back. So now we have a clear support. This is a support, this is a support. We just need 2 points to draw a line. So this is the support line that we are having right now. So when next time, when the price again comes down to here, we just don't buy. We just don't blindly buy. This is one part of support and resistance, is one part of all the analysis that we do when we are buying or selling. So this, for understanding, we have a support. We know that, boss, we have a support over here. Now, if we get the positive signal over here, then we can go for a buying, because we know that is a support, right? If I come down with 1 hour time frame chart, I'll show that. See that this was the basic line that we have done here. Don't you think this was the support? And I'd given you an assignment in the previous video to analyze different types of candlesticks. If anyone can tell me what kind of pattern is this, these three candles, 14, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, and the morning 9 o'clock of the next day. This three candle patterns is called morning star. A morning star is basically any candlestick pattern where we have a red candle, a next continuation red, which is a doji, which is an indecisive candle. If the next candle becomes a green candle, or if we break the indecisiveness, then we are going up. It's a bullish sign. Similarly, vice versa, if we have a green candle over here and a green doji, and we have a big red candle covering over here, we might be going down, right? So this was a positive signal. A morning star, a bullish morning star, is a positive signal. We don't just buy over here, we wait for a pullback and we get a hammer over here. As you can see, we get two hammers over here, right? This was the morning star pattern which told us, okay, boss, we are having a bullish signal coming in, and we wait for it to pull back a little, and we have two hammers over here, more than two, we have three hammers over here. These two are the bells. You can see the buying pressure over here. Yes, the buying pressure. So we take a trade over here, and we keep our stop loss here. We let it go till whatever the major resistance is coming, right? And one more thing, in why support and resistance is useful is even for profit booking and stop loss. If I take a trade, if I enter a position, suppose at 300 or 305, as per the chart, if I feel there is a major resistance coming in at 315, 316, that should be my first target, profit booking target. because it's likely that the price will turn around from there. So it's better to exit at that profit at that target, right? And similarly, SL, we keep stop losses when we take a trade so that we can limit our losses if by chance if the trade turns out to be in the wrong way, if it turns out to be in the reverse direction as we have expected, so we give our stop loss. Similarly, where we keep our stop losses near the supports, right? We keep a stop loss just below a major support or a zone which we feel that if the price, even if the price comes down, it's likely to get bounce, it's likely to bounce back. So we keep just below it, right? For example, I'll show you the trade that I've taken today. So in the green list, I have lemon tree, which I actually traded today. A nice breakout on a 1 hour time frame, as you can see. See, yeah, this is a resistance line. How do I know this is a resistance line? So this is the first, we need 2 points to draw a line. So this is the first point that you have. The price has reached over here and we have come back. So I wait for another line. So yeah, again over here. We come back, we touch this line and we come back. So now I have a legitimate resistance. Right? Now I have a legitimate resistance. So I just draw a line from there, extending it till here. Next time when the price comes here, I'll wait for either bullish or bearish signals. If it breaks, I'll wait for a bullish signal to go long, or for a, if it gives a bearish signal, I'll try to go short. Actually, I haven't traded over here. It's like it's advisable to trade on breakouts more than trading just basically that on the reason that okay, it is coming near resistance, I'll short, or if it's coming near support, I'll buy off. That's not how it works. We have many factors that come into play. One of them is this: sometimes we need to analyze the market's condition, how the market is. If the market is in negative condition and if I'm trying to buy a major stock, suppose if I take bank nifty, if it's showing weakness, and if I'm seeing a breakout on the bullish side in HDFC Bank, I just simply can't buy it, because HDFC Bank is a major contributor of bank nifty. If bank nifty is showing some weakness, we are likely to get trapped in that breakout. So we don't want to get trapped in that breakout and lose our money. So that's how we need to see the market structure and all. So that all comes. I'll be making videos on them also in future. So for now we have a resistance coming in. See, for example, how do I know this resistance is legitimate? Because when the next time the price comes over here, we have a resistance. And we see, we opened on 11th November at 9 o'clock here. We did not even cross this. We faced straight rejection from here. So I know this is a legitimate resistance. For example, on 12th November, we opened over here on this candle. We opened over here. We faced rejection, right? So this was a good resistance, and I had a zone on the bottom, and I'll be making videos on zones also in the future. Zone is basically where people are more active, most active. So you can see this zone, that rectangle that I've drawn, it was a support before. Because you can see we went up, we came down, we bounced back. We came down, we bounced back. This candlestick, you can see it moved here, we bounced back. We bounced back. We broke it, then we again came back, we got rejected very badly. We came down. Then we hovered over here. Then we have taken support. So this zone, you can see it has been multiple, it has been that place where it has acted as support and resistance multiple times. So this zone is very active, right? So I have a clear, and you can see the effect of that zone also. The day we on the 11th November we opened over here, we came down, we did not even cross this zone. We hovered over this zone around 54 to 54.2. We hovered over here. This is a good sign for a bullish signal, because we have come down and we have hit the bottom zone. Where is the other place that it can go out? It's just like a pipeline channel. See, we are getting pressurized from here. From here, it was free movement. See, when I was here, the possible price movement was still here, 54 to 58.30. This was a possible price movement. As we keep coming down, it's getting pressurized. It's been pushed into one single channel, and you can see at the end this channel is so small. This channel is so small, we are getting pressurized over here and we are consolidating. A good thing in any price action is consolidation, because in consolidation the buyers and sellers keep fighting, and if you get a breakout on either side, it's likely that it keeps moving in that side, right? Because the winner of the fight has been decided. For example, we have a breakout over here. This is how I traded this stock today. We have a beautiful resistance, and 12th November, just before closing at 2 o'clock, we got a breakout. We got a simple breakout, and before, more than this breakout, the confirmation was this consolidation. So we have a resistance breakout, and next day we open over here, but I don't buy over here. I want the price to come down a little bit more so that my stop loss will be less. So now where do I keep the stop loss? As I told you in the first part of this video, stop loss should be kept just below the zone where it is likely to bounce back. So this is a support zone where even if it comes down, it's likely to bounce back from here. So I'll keep my SL somewhere down here, right? Because if this zone is broken down, it's likely that it will continue down. So it's better for me to exit early than give out my whole capital. So I better exit over here just below the zone. I keep my stop loss. Sometimes the big play comes into action and we might get stopped out. Like it will take our stop loss and we'll start moving in our direction only. We'll get kicked out of the trade. That happens sometimes. We need to be cautious of how we place our SL sometime. So yeah, I took a trade over here. I didn't actually buy at the bottom. I bought it somewhere over here. Then I let it go. My first target was this zone. So again, you can see this is also a zone. Support, we broke, we resisted over here. We came. See, you can actually see how supports and resistance zones are legitimate, because whenever we come near the zone, we don't just keep moving. We have halted for 1, 2, 3, 4. We have played around for 4 candles over here. So that's where consolidation comes into play. So I took a trade over here, and this was my first target, partial booking. I booked partially. Like if I have 1,000 quantity, I booked around 700 quantity over here. Then I wait for a little retracement, and luckily this boom got me good amount in the on the remaining 300 quantity. That's how you trade, and that's how you manage your positions and risk. You just don't book all your profits at one target. You book partially. And trailing SL is also a concept that I'll be making a video later. So for now, support and resistance is a line or a zone where price, even if it touches that, it's likely to bounce down from there. And support is a place where even if it touches it, we are likely to have a bounce up. We are going to bounce back up. So yeah, and can you see this is also a good trade. See, we have a resistance over here, and we have a nice support over here. And one more thing in support and resistance, you can ask, why does it work? Because it works because people believe in it. It's as simple as that. Trading is as simple as, I'll tell you one thing. See, why do you think the price might go up? Because everyone thinks the price will go up, so the demand is more, right? So that's why the price goes up. And the same way, why do you think the price comes down? Because every major part of the chunk of traders think that the price will come down, so they short it. So when they short it, the supply is more and it comes down. So similarly, we have a good resistance on the top, this blue line you can see, and we have a good support over here. This support, how do we draw? As I told you, we have 1 point, we have 2 point. We draw a line and keep it. We know that this line is legitimate. Once we get a third support, you can see a morning star pattern over here that I told you to learn in the last video. So this is a good resistance, and you can see we have a breakout over here. 8 November 9 o'clock, first candle breakout. We don't just enter into the trade simply. We wait for a pullback and a positive signal. A retest happens over here. We buy over here. Our SL will be below this candle. So this is a buy position over here. The first target will be this wick play that is happening over here. Wicks, even wicks are wick in the sense the line that I'm talking about. Even wicks are a major part of support and resistance. See, as you can see, this was the wick. This wick was a major resistance before, right? You know it's legitimate because see, when we reached over here, we've come back again. So this wick is a major resistance point. So our first target will be this wick. So it's a nice 314 to 324 candle, a price movement, 10 points movement. It's good, a good trade. So this is a retest. And when support and resistance, one more concept is always make sure that you wait for a retest, because don't enter blindly. See, suppose I have a pattern like this. See, the price gets pressurized. It comes into a narrow channel. There is no other way for it to break out. So people will be waiting over here or over here. Because if it comes down, they'll short over here. If it goes up, it will go over here. The movement will be a big one, right? And a profit booking will be these zones, these resistances, each target 1, target 2, target 3, target 4. Similarly, on the downside, if you have any supports, that will be a targets. So yeah, as I told you, we need to always wait for a retest. Suppose I have this pattern, similar pattern. I get into the narrow channel. I give a breakout. There comes a breakout. Even if the volumes are great, we get a breakout and we wait for a retest. Retest in the sense we'll test this line again. When we test this line again, if we are getting a positive signal, then we know for sure that this breakout that has happened is legitimate. And again, if it crosses this high, the breakout high, if it crosses this high, I buy over here, keeping stop loss as this retest candle. This will be a buy position, this will be a stop loss, right? So this is to avoid getting trapped. For example, we might get trapped in a situation like this. Okay, we come around here, we give a breakout. As soon as the breakout comes in, we kind of buy over here. Then it just falls off here. Our SL will be too big, right? Our SL will be too big in this case. You can see our SL is from here to here. But in our this thing, our SL is from here to here. Retest gives you confirmation of the breakout. So it's advisable to trade on retest. And after retest, wait for it to cross the candle high of whichever candle the breakout has come up with. So this is just one part of support and resistance. I'll be making more videos on support and resistance, on basically how to draw them accurately. Some drawing the support and resistance accurately comes with experience. Sometimes we take wick to wick, as I told you. Sometimes we take body to body. That depends on how the stock is behaving, because we have seen the stock behaving for past 2 to 3 months. We know whether it will behave body to body or wick to wick. For that, you need time. The more time you give to the market, the more reward it will be giving you, provided you follow the basic disciplines. And there are few rules in market that you need to be following. For example, risk management, position sizing. You just can't, if you have a capital of 2 lakh, you just can't enter one single trade with 2 lakh capital. That's not how you should be trading. You should be diversifying your capital. Maybe in a 1 lakh, a 30% of your capital, 30 to 40% should be investing, going long on stocks for maybe 6 months, 7 months, or 5 months. You go long on few stocks, and the rest 30 to 40% you trade for intraday. You use that to trade every day, and the rest 20 to 25% should be as it is, should be kept as it is in your capital, because that comes in as a backup. Because sometimes, even if we blow up in all of these investing stocks, even if we go to zero in these stocks, and even if we go zero in intraday, we'll at least have 25% of that capital that we had to bounce back again. So with that, we can trade again. We don't want to go zero and go home in the first few weeks or few months. That is very important. We need to diversify your account. So yeah, this is basic support and resistance. There has been, I think there's a lot of echo coming in from this room. Sorry for that. I'll be trying to make more informative videos. I'll be continuing the support and resistance with another part. I'll be trying to explain in detail in that. So for now, that's it, guys. Thank you. I'll give you some recommendations, or you can call it, you can say it a call or a tip. See, I'm not a SEBI advised financial advisor. So if you're taking a trade on this, it'll be at your own risk. So be careful when you're taking this trade. This is the same script I had analyzed today, Zeal. As you can see, a nice resistance, a breakout of a resistance with increase in volumes. See these two candles, you can see it's an increase in volume on 8th and 9th November. A good increase. We have a retest also. And we're actually consolidating in this 325 to 310 zone. 15 rupees zone, we are actually consolidating. That is the first sign. And we have a nice support coming from down, which might likely act as a support in the coming days. So, and you can see a zone also. See, we have hit this zone, we have resisted over here, we have come back, we have made a cup shape pattern, we have come back, we have resisted over here, then we have trying again. So this is a consolidation that is very good actually, because if you see in the previous videos, we haven't actually consolidated. Sorry, not previous videos, previous price action. We haven't even we haven't really consolidated over here. We haven't really consolidated over here, but here we are really consolidating. So a breakout of around 320 or 330, breakout of 330 levels will be giving us a target of 350 or maybe the all-time high testing. We might be testing the all-time highs if we have a good breakout over here. So this is one of the recommendations. And before this, I had actually given Apollo Hospitals in my first video of market analysis. I had actually analyzed Apollo Hospitals, and I told you this is a very interesting stock because it's actually following price action very well. If I show you on 1 hour time frame, 1 hour might be a bit huge, so I'll be taking 2 hour time frame. So this was analysis that I did on Apollo Hospitals. I had actually recommended for 9th November, which is around here. This was the price I had recommended it. So you can see a nice resistance coming up. 1, 2 resistance, third resistance point. We actually broke it. First sign of bullishness. And we had a zone over here. See support, support, resistance, resistance, resistance. We broke it. Then we retested it. We are holding over here. So a good buy over here. Third thing, this is the 200 moving average, which is that yellow color line. This is a more an extra confirmation that I use, and I use many more confirmations. This is one of it. This yellow line, as you can see, from 6th October, we have been trading below that yellow line. First time we have given a closing above that yellow line on 3rd November, and till 8th November, we have stayed on that above that yellow line. So this was a good bullish sign. We actually we could have taken a position at 400 4421, which is on 9th November that I had given it, and luckily we have gone till all-time high 5147. You really don't expect this big of a return, 20% return in a matter of what, 1 week. But yeah, sometimes it does, market does give you such kind of returns. You need to be patient enough to handle it. So yeah, this was the one that I recommended. Same thing now I'm trying with Zeal. Zeal, the stop loss should be very strict because the stock is already in thin air, which I don't really recommend because the stock is in thin air. There's a lot of gaps forming up. See, as you can see, there's a gap over here, there's a gap over here. It's been on this bullish run. But the good thing is it's consolidating over here with the resistance coming up. So a good breakout might give us a all-time high testing around 350, 360. Thank you guys.